Well, hello, this is Old Man Tony here again. I did promise Dazzle Rebel Rides that I'd let him know my opinion on the future of the motorcycle industry. I do worry about the future of big motorcycles. Certainly the companies that produce small motorcycles and have their markets in Asia and Africa and South America are still selling small motorcycles in increasing numbers year on year. So in that way, I don't think there's a problem with the future of the motorcycle industry. But I do think there's a problem with some of the manufacturers that concentrate on big bikes. Mainly they're European and North American manufacturers. So these days the biggest growing area for motorcycles is the hipster culture, and whatever you however you hate the thought of hipsters taking over motorcycles, they're keeping the industry going. They're the younger people that are coming in and buying bikes. They might be buying the modern classics, I think that's what they call them. Certainly that's what Triumph call them. But they are buying motorcycles, and some of them will come in and love motorcycles. And companies like Triumph, BMW, Ducati, and even Polaris with their Indian brand are doing their best to fulfill the market in that area. The big manufacturer that I'm most worried about is Harley Davidson. They've been basically churning out the same thing for most of their lives. And apart from the odd special edition flat track model, they're very much the same. They're not producing a range of motorcycles for different tastes. So if you want a sports bike in the USA, you've got to buy a foreign bike. If you want any of the so-called modern classics, you've got to buy a foreign bike. Harley Davidson seem to be relying on the same old formula and trying to make money from peripheral things like clothing and accessories. But they don't seem to be catering for all the markets. I think Indian are trying, but I've no idea what they were doing getting rid of the Victory brand. But if it wasn't selling, then why keep flogging a dead horse? I'm just really surprised there isn't an American manufacturer that's catering for some of the other styles of bikes other than the cruisers. So I do understand that Harley Davidson do have a bit more than just motorcycle riders. When you buy a Harley Davidson, you're joining that club of Harley Davidson riders. And you may be a stockbroker or a banker during the week, but you can become one of those Harley Davidson bikers at the weekend. But I still don't understand why they're not looking into other markets as well. And if they keep persisting, their market's just going to die out as the people get older. I suppose people might graduate onto cruisers as they get older in some areas. I graduated to an adventure style bike for the comfort, but it could have just as easily been a cruiser. But I wasn't that keen on the image. Now Triumph, Ducati, BMW, they're all producing bikes for a wide range of markets. Even getting into the sort of cruiser-ish area. Well, the key thing is they're producing bikes that sell, and they sell into this new breed of people wanting to get onto bikes. So I'm happy that the European industry is going to be buoyant I'm just not sure about the American motorcycle industry in the future. Perhaps you'll all have a different view and you might like to comment down below. I love all bikes, mate, and if I could I'd have a garage full and a selection of different ones to take out, but unfortunately wife and circumstances only allow me to have one bike, so I've got what suits me best out of what's available. But tell me about what your preferences are, I'll be interested to hear, but particularly what your views are on the future of the motorcycle industry. Do you think we're going to go on forever? I know there's issues like global warming and internal combustion engines, but I'm sure they'll be addressed. So, if you made it this far, thanks very much for watching. As I just said, please leave your comment down below on anything I've talked about, or anything else you want to put a comment about. This has been Old Man Tony. Goodbye.